Okay, so feet are hip distance apart. Just kind of let your body sink down into your feet, make a good contact with the ground. Take your arms up with an inhale, and then take your arms in a circular movement back down by your sides as you exhale. So inhale, arms come forwards and up. Exhale, arms circle wide and back down by your side. Okay, as you do that, try and keep the waistline back as your arms lift. And then as you exhale, just gently squeeze up the pelvic floor. So we're inhaling, arms forward, keep the waistline back, keep the ribs soft. And exhale, engaging the pelvic floor up consciously as the arms pull down. One more like that. Inhale, arms lift. And exhale, arms pull down. We're just going to lift the heels off the ground this time. So as your arms lift, heels lift. As your arms come down, slow the descent back down to the floor. Starting to control through the legs, through the lower part of the legs particularly. Ankles and feet very active as you slow the descent. Inhale. And exhale. One more of those. See if you can add that little pelvic floor squeeze as your arms start to come down, as your heels start to come down. Then just your right arm lifting this time as your right arm comes up. Side bend down toward the left. And then as you come back up again, your right hand's going to come over to the left side of your head and draw your head across just into a gentle neck stretch. Staying long in your left arm, keeping the waist back still, keeping a gentle lift in the pelvic floor and the lower belly. And then head back to center as your right arm comes down by your side, left arm forwards and up, inhale. Side bend down to the right, sliding your hand down toward the right ankle bone. And as you come all the way up, inhale, bring your hand across to the right side of your head and draw your head across, not pulling, just assisting a light touch of the hand on the head. And being aware of keeping the waist back, pelvic floor gently in. And then release your arm all the way back down. Take your heels into Pilates stance. So the heels are together, the knees turn outwards. And feel the back of your waist moving back, but also moving down toward the heels. And then the heels squeezing up toward the back. So this dual contraction in the back of the body, engaging the back of the legs. The front of your legs will be engaged as well as we lift the knees upwards through the legs. Take your arms forwards as you inhale, keeping the waist back. And then bring your arms down as you exhale, just nodding your chin towards your chest. Arms lift and take your gaze up, keep the legs strong. Arms down and take your gaze down, keeping the legs engaged the same way the whole time. Do that again. Arms lift. And arms lower, look down. Arms lift. As your arms come down, separate the heels. As your chin drops to your chest, soften your knees and roll your way down. Hanging at the bottom of the roll down here, we're going to bend and straighten the knees. So bend them really generously. So your tummy and your thighs, your tummy and your chest come onto your thighs, and then straighten them back out. Bending generously, just getting your torso as close to your legs as you can, and then straightening back out. As you bring your torso towards your thighs, see how close you can keep it to your thighs as your legs straighten. Like you're gluing them together when you bend. And then your chest has to follow the legs as it's glued toward them. One more time. And straightening. When you bend this time, come down all the way onto hands and knees. Once you're all the way down onto hands and knees, I'm turning, you don't need to. Take your right leg out to the side and roll to the flat, onto a flat foot. So the outside edge of your foot comes to the ground. And you're just going to swing your hips or pull your hips ever so slightly toward the left. So your right thigh bone feels like it presses down a bit more and you'll get a good opening in the right thigh. You can go a bit deeper on this. You can lower down onto your forearms and we'll hold for a few more breaths. Either looking between your thumbs or looking where the gap would be between your thumbs if you were on your forearms. If you're still on straight arms, just looking slightly forwards on the floor. Come back up onto straight arms and bring your right leg in. take the left leg out, going onto a flat foot, so rolling the outer edge of your foot to the ground, hips very slightly pulling toward the right. Yeah, and then a nice length in your chest. If you're feeling enough on the inner thigh, stay there. If not, come down into forearms. Starting to look a little gloomy in the sky above. I do hope it holds off for the next 20 odd minutes. Wind's picking up. Hopefully it's not carrying anything wet with it. And then we're back up to straight arms and bringing your straight leg back in. Cat cow your spine. Inhale as the head and the bottom point up. And exhale as you tuck your head and bottom under. Move your spine in a nice, soothing way. Feel how your head and your pelvis both connected to your spine at the top and the bottom. The most basic anatomy lesson ever there. Feel how your head and your pelvis mirror each other. Okay, round your spine to the ceiling. This is your cat stretch. Bring your knees a bit narrower. Take your right leg into the air behind and lift your gaze. Your right knee under, rounding into the cat again. Take your right leg out behind as you inhale. Then bring your right knee under as you round your spine. Right leg out behind, inhale. Tucking your knee as tightly under as you can, really hugging your belly in. One more, reach the leg back, lift your right hand and step your right foot forwards, just beyond where the hand was. And then lunge forwards into your front leg, hands on your right thigh and lift your torso up. Push the thigh bone forward, pull your belly back a little. You can put some extra padding under that back knee if you're not on a grassy surface like I am and it's uncomfortable. Keep the belly on the waistline drawing back as you float your arms up with an inhale. Circle your arms wide and down as you exhale. Just 2 more of those. Arms up with the inhale. Keep the front leg steady. Circle round with the exhale. 1 more. Inhale. Exhale. We're going to take the left hand down to the floor so it's in line with your right foot. And if you can, tuck your back toes under and lift the left knee off the floor. Circle your right arm forwards, and as it circles up to the ceiling, follow it with your gaze. Circle all the way around. Let your head follow the arm circling 2 more times. A little bit like when we do chalk circles, except we're doing it in a lunge. 1 more. Okay, and then bring your hand inside the foot and wiggle your foot out a little bit wider. So your foot's now on the outside edge of the mat. Lower your back knee down again. Sink the hips forwards and down. And you can stay on straight arms. If you can lower down onto your forearm, start with the left forearm and then see if your right forearm can follow. You'll find the left forearm will go down more easily and your right forearm might not find the ground quite as easily. But if you're on the left, you could even maybe just be on your right hand slightly. Your right shoulder and your right knee really close by each other. 1 more breath, sinking the hips forwards. Really getting open in the front of the hips with these first few exercises. And back up onto straight arms. Just carefully lifting the back leg and slide your right foot back so you're in a downward facing dog. We're going to walk the feet on the spot a few times. So just 1 heel up and 1 heel down. Lower your knees back to the floor, knees quite close. Inhale, lift your head and bottom. Exhale, round your spine into the cat stretch. Take your left leg out behind as you inhale, lift the gaze. Exhale, bring the knee under, tightly compacting the leg underneath. Inhale, lift the leg. Exhale, tightly compact underneath. Another like that. The next one is a step, so inhale, leg back. And then you lift the left hand so there's space for your left foot to step forwards beyond where the hand was. Walk your hands forwards a little, lunge into the right hip and bring your hands onto the left leg. Okay, push on the left leg to help you draw front waist toward back waist. And then release your arms down. Inhale, arms float up. Exhale, circle round and down. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, circle round. 1 more, inhale, lift. Exhale, circle. Take your right hand to the floor. Tuck your right toes and lift the right knee. Left arm swoops forwards. Circle all the way around. Turn your chest, turn your gaze. And 2 more circles like that. Inhaling. Exhaling the circle down. Inhaling the circle up. Exhaling the circle down, and bring your left hand inside the left foot. Wriggle the left foot toward the edge of the mat and lower your back knee down. You're just going to sink a bit deeper into the hips. And if we can go deeper into what's called a lizard stretch, drop onto your right forearm first. And then follow with your left. See if you can keep the shoulders rolling back, the chest reaching forwards, and the hips sinking down. Come back up onto straight arms, and tucking your back toes, lift and slide the left foot back into a downward facing dog. Heel toe, up and down, one up, one down. And then we're just going to drop into a child's pose. Rest your head on your hands so there's no bend in your wrists. Do a nice deep breath. It will help just release the hip flexors after those deep hip flexor openings. Then still with your hands under your head, can you lie down onto your tummy? Rest your head on your hands. Have your legs straight with your feet pointed. Press into the top of your feet so that you can straighten your legs more, and your kneecaps will engage up to the thighs, and the thigh bones will pull slightly away from the ground as your feet push into the ground. Hollow the waist in a little, lift the waist slightly so the belly hollows in even if it's still touching the floor. Relax your shoulders. So we're going to just, for 3 breaths, inhale, relax the knees, and exhale again, straighten the knees. 2, inhale, relax the knees, exhale, straighten the knees. The whole time we're trying to keep the spine steady. Inhale, relax the knees. Exhale, straighten the knees. Relax the knees, tuck your toes under now so your heels are high, the toes are tucked under. Inhale, relax the knees. Exhale, straighten your knees and your thighs so the heels push away. Inhale, relax the knees, the thigh bones drop. Exhale, straighten the knees, the thigh bones lift. Inhale, relax the knees, the thigh bones drop. Exhale, straighten the knees, the thigh bones lift. Stay in that lifted position. Has the back of your waist fallen into your belly? See if you can draw the belly toward the back of the waist so that there's not this heavy weight crashing down from your spine into your abdominal organs. Lengthen your spine out, keep the thigh bones lifted. And we're going to try and point your feet with the legs at the same height. So keep the heels exactly where they are and point your feet away. And then touch your toes back to the floor. So we're just pointing and flexing the feet, point away. Touch your toes to the floor. You don't need to lift the legs any higher. Just keep them the same height as your toes touch the ground. Toes point away from the ground. Try and do that without the back of your waist collapsing into your belly. Keep the spine long. We'll go 3 more. Keep the legs really long so it's like you're pushing the bones out through your heel and then out into your toes. 2. 1. Keep the feet pointed and lower them back down to the ground. Give your pelvis a little wriggle. Rock it side to side before we add some upper body stuff now. So the legs are going to stay on the ground. And bring your fingertips to your temples. So now your forehead goes to the floor and the fingers are out to the temples. Relax your shoulders, but keep the elbows nice and wide. Keeping the legs actively engaged on the floor with the top of the feet pointed. Lift your head, your chest, and your arms away from the ground. So we're going to stay in this hovered position. Hug the belly in, lengthen your tailbone. You can either just stay here or reach your arms forwards. Bring your fingers back to your temples. Reach your arms forwards, fingers back to temples. Reach forwards, fingers to temples. Reach forwards, fingers to temples. 2 more. When you reach forwards, actively draw the pelvic floor muscles up. The belly holds in. Try not to let that crash into your lower back. Fingers to temples, lower down. Rest your head on your hands again. Give your pelvis a little rock. We're going to try and put the pointy feet together with the reachy arms. So after a little rock in your pelvis, settle it. Tuck your toes under. Straighten your knees till the thigh bones are lifted. Bring your fingers to your temples. Hug the belly in. Lift ever so slightly through the waist. Float your head and chest away from the floor. Here's our start position. As your arms reach forwards, point your feet. Fingers to temples, touch the toes to the floor. Arms forwards, point the feet. Fingers to temples, toes touch the floor. Your leg bones aren't really moving up and down at all. It's just your feet flexing and pointing. The whole time we're trying to keep a narrowness in the waistline, a lightness in the belly, even though it's resting on the floor. 2. Inhale, touching. Exhale, 1. Inhale, touching. And then exhale, lower down to the floor. This time, sit your bottom back to your heels in a child's pose, stretching the lower back. We can have the arms stretching in front, giving the lower back a little bit more length. Take a side child's pose. We just bring the chest over the right thigh, hands to the right side of the mat. Reach long in the left arm. And then side child's pose to the left side, so your chest over your left thigh, arms reaching to the left side of the mat, and press into your right arm. Then come back into centre, separate your hands, lift into a downward facing dog. Walk the feet all the way forwards towards the hands. Lower your bottom down to sitting. Put that same sort of reachy circular movements that we've been doing in our arms into some supine work. Hands behind the back of your legs. Pull your spine up tall. Keep pulling on the legs and then scoop the waistline back. Follow into the lower belly. Keep hold with your left arm, left hand behind the leg. Lift your right arm and sink a little deeper into your belly. Then circle your right arm round, catch hold of the back of the right leg. Lift your left arm, sinking a bit deeper into your belly. Circle the arm round. Do that again. Right arm lifts, sink deep into your belly. Circle round. Left arm lifts, sinking into the belly. Circle round. 1 more each side. As you lift your arm, also feel the pelvic floor muscles scooping up into the belly. Circle round. That means the rectum, the sex organs are hollowing up or sucking up almost, and then swoop round. Pull on the back of your legs to draw all the way back up again. Sit nice and tall. Drop the soles of the feet together, knees wide, and take a side bend over to the right. Or whichever side, doesn't matter. I've actually gone to the left. It doesn't matter either side because we're going to go both ways. Reach long and feel the arm that's reaching in the air, the same side knee is pressing down and away. Come up and over the other side. The arm reaching in the air, the opposite knee pressing down and away. Just behind the screen, I can see 4 dog legs poking up in the air. No body, just 4 legs poking up behind the screen. Come all the way back up, bring your legs back in, hold onto the back of your legs. We're going to try double arms this time, but it's stronger, so you might stay with the 1 arm holding the back of the legs. So sit nice and tall and pull the waistline back, scooping into the belly. Try letting go with your arms. Lift both arms, follow deeper into the belly. Swoop your arms around and touch the legs rather than holding. If that's too strong, you know you stick with one hand holding and one arm lifting. And exhale, lift. Inhale, circle. Exhale, hollow into the belly. Inhale, circle. See if you can do it without your feet lifting. Exhale, lift, hollow into the belly. Inhale, circle, and we're doing one more. Exhale, lift. Inhale, circle. Exhale, draw forwards and all the way back up again. I'm going to roll all the way down to the floor this time. So as you roll down to the floor, you can hold the legs if you need to, or we just roll down with control, using our core as we come down. Feet slide in a bit closer to the bottom, arms come down by your side. Right, so legs are bent, knees pointing to the ceiling. Guy. Same arm movement, keep your head on the floor as your arms go back and the waistline staying back like we did when we were standing. Circle your arms round, down by your side, and feel that encouraging your pelvic floor to squeeze up as a reminder. Inhale, arms go back, front ribs staying softly down. Exhale, circle the arms as a reminder to squeeze up through the pelvic floor. Do that one more time. This is a nice neck-friendly version of doing this, where we don't have to lift the head. You can still feel you're actively engaging and working your core. So now we're going to lifting the head. So inhale, arms go back. Exhale, as your arms come round, lift your head and chest and stay there. Hold onto the back of your legs and wriggle up a little bit higher. Then when you let go, hollow deep into the belly to keep you here. Lift your arms about in line with your head or your nose. Circle them round towards your legs. 2 more of those. Inhale as they lift. Your front ribs have to stay down. Exhale, circle round. And again, arms lift. Arms circle round. Arms lift. As your arms circle round, bring your knees in and touch your outer ankles. Arms lift, tap your feet to the floor. Circle your arms round and bring the legs back in. Do that again. Lift, tap the feet to the floor, circle round. You can go a little stronger and straighten your legs out about 45 degrees in the air, and then circle your arms round back to the ankles. Keeping the chest lifted the same height the whole time. Circle round, tap the ankles. We've got 4 more. Inhale. You've got all those different versions and levels you could be working with if this is a bit too strong. Double leg stretch. I think that was the last one. Should we try one more? Make it your best, your strongest. And circle around, bring your head to the floor. And as you hold your knees, one hand each knee, circle them open and close. And then go the other way. Soles of the feet together, knees fall apart. Little wriggle of your knees and your hips. Try and get comfortable opening, comfortable width in your legs. And just push your feet down the mat so your legs start to close together. Take your arms overhead. Quick banana stretch, your feet step to the right side of the mat, head and shoulders wiggle to the right side of the mat too. Hold left wrist, cross left ankle, and press the left buttock down. And undo that side, come across to the other side. Pulling on the right arm, crossing the right ankle and right buttock pressing to the ground. Keep the right shoulder down. And then come back into center. Bend your legs so your feet are flat on the floor. And bring both knees back into the chest. Place your hands just on your lower ribs and try and keep the lower ribs down as your legs push away against that 45-degree angle, and then bend them back in. And again, push them away to the 45-degree angle, keeping your ribs down. Slide the other hand onto your lower belly as your legs push away this time, and see if you can scissor or connect the upper abdomen and the lower abdomen together. Lift your head and shoulders off the floor, so your ribs are going to slide down towards the lower belly. Turn your legs into Pilates stance. Inhale 5 little beats with your arms. Flip your palms, exhale 5 beats. If it's too strong with your legs out straight, because it's quite powerful in the core, and therefore you might feel it in your back. So we go in bent leg position if you're not straight legs. Remember when you held onto the legs to get yourself up a bit higher, have that same level of height here. Back of the chest peeled off the floor. 4 more breaths. 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 2, 2, 2, 2. And 1 more round. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. And knees come in, head comes down. Feet wide on the mat, arms out wide. Rock your knees side to side. As your knees go over to the right, look toward the left and stay there a few breaths. Left knee heavy, left knee reaching down toward the far end of the mat. Up and over the other way, knees to the left, head to the right. Right knee heavy, right knee reaching long. Back up to center. Tuck the tailbone long, and then straighten your legs down to the outer corners of the mat. A little shake of your body, let it relax into stillness. I'm going to take a long sigh out, so deep breath in, and sigh the breath out. Again in. Out. One more like that. Relax everything. Feel how releasing a sigh can be. There's an echo of sigh inside you. Every cell of your body like a mini you sighing. If you feel great relaxing here,